What's up guys, my name is Andy. It's dyno day. I've got an appointment this afternoon to get the car on the dyno. I want to find out what my new 4:1 headers are doing. Now I got this car on the dyno, it was about 10 months ago, and in that 10 months, the only performance or upgrades, mods that I've done to the car since then that would affect the power are those headers. Now I've also got a power steering pump that I added, so I might try to get a run with that disconnected to see if there's any parasitic loss there. But ultimately what I'm trying to do is see what these FPA 4:1 headers are doing for the power that my engine is making. Last time I was there, I was making about 380 horsepower at the wheels, which is about 447 wheel or crank horsepower. If you do that backwards math of about 15% powertrain loss. So we're gonna use that as a baseline to kind of see where we were at about 10 months ago. And I wanna see what this is doing now. It's about 25 degrees cooler today than when I did it last time, so we might pick up an extra horse or two with that denser air, but it's probably not going to be a big enough difference. So let's head down. We're going to go see Jeff Rogers at his shop. It's RE Performance Tuning. He's got a dyno in there. He's got a mobile dyno actually, which is kind of nice because he can take it to places and you know, you can like car shows and stuff like that. He can do dyno stuff there, which is kind of neat. So that's actually where I saw him first. So anyways, I'm gonna head down to his shop, and while I do that, why don't you guys head over to my shop, to KruseBuilt.com, and get yourself a new shirt, the new KruseBuilt shirt. Again, this is the same material that I've been doing on my other shirts. It's breathable, and if you're sweaty like me during the summertime, and you want something that breathes and it isn't going to hold all that heat in, so it's another reason why I like these shirts and I keep buying these. So I'm real happy with this design and I like it. It's just on the front, there's nothing on the back. So if you want to head over to KruseBuilt.com and get yourself one of those, I'm going to head down to the dyno shop. So let's go. That's awesome. 399, let's go. at 399 wheel horsepower. That's awesome. That's an increase of 19 horsepower over what I ran 10 months ago. And again, the only change was those FPA headers. And then I added that power steering pump. So that second run was me pulling the air filter off and unhooking the power steering, because I wanted to see really what was the, increase, the change with those headers. And that's what I wanted. On the way home, I think I threw an alternator belt because I heard a clunk and my voltmeter in my car was only reading 12.5 volts. So I am missing my alternator belt. So yay, I gotta figure out what happened there, and oh, dumb. Oh well, nothing I can do about it. Sucks. But anyways, okay, so let's talk about that dyno run. Okay, so all I did was go down there again, to go down and talk to Jeff at RE Performance Tuning. Great guy, very knowledgeable, very helpful, and I just wanted to get some runs on this. We didn't need to do any tuning like I had done last time, so I was able to go down there and sneak in his schedule and get on the dyno, and we just did 2 runs. So the first run was me just leaving the car as is, and we just did a pull, and we ended up with 389 horsepower as it sits. Now, you know, with these headers on here, this restrictive air cleaner, which I talked about in that last video about that how bad this filter is doing for me. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then that power steering pump, we only saw a 9 horsepower gain, which is gonna be more realistic because that's how I'm gonna be driving around all the time, right? I'll be driving with the air filter on and stuff and the power steering hooked up. So that's really what we're gonna be feeling. But I wanted to see really what were the gains, what was the change with these headers. And that was the main driver of today, of going down there and finding out. These FPA headers, I was pumped to get them when I did. I wish I could have got them a long time ago. They are a little pricier than I'd like, but they're really good. They fit fantastic. They install easily. And I picked up, well, if you do the math on it, a 15% drivetrain loss, if you assume that instead of 399 horsepower at the wheels, that's 469 horsepower at the crank. And so that's I had 447 last time, so that's a 22 horsepower increase at the crank for these headers. That's a lot, especially for an NA car, right? I mean, all we did was just change the diameter of the primaries and extended those primary tubes to a longer part instead of having those JBA shorties that I had on here before. So it's no surprise. Any video on the internet off YouTube will tell you that long tube headers make more power than shorties. That wasn't a surprise, but I want to know how much. And so for my application, this is a 347. For those that didn't see that video, the short is I've got this 302 block with hydraulic rollers. We punched it out to a 347, got a Trick Flow Stage 2 Track Mac cam in here, AFR 185cc heads, 10.5 to 1 compression with some Keith Black pistons in there, forged crank. Tried to build this thing up, and so it's a 347 stroker, right? It's this kind of power. 469 at the crank is on par for these engines. That's completely realistic, and I wish I could have got just one more because we're at 399 at the wheels, right? So one more horse, and maybe we could have done that with a little tuning, a little tweaking. It is a little colder today. I was talking to Jeff, and he says that stuff gets smoothed out he told me how it works, and I didn't remember what he said. But anyways, it takes in consideration sea level and air temperature and that kind of stuff, and this is supposed to be more representative horsepower of what this car's making. So the weather shouldn't really play a role in the numbers that we're seeing today versus what I saw 10 months ago when I did it last time. So this filter that I have on here, I really like the way this thing looks. I think it fits up inside my cowl here for the scoop and everything good, but it's a really restrictive filter. I have a K&N filter that I have purchased for it that's the same size, but it actually doesn't fit inside the tray. The way this is cut out for this filter, the K&N doesn't fit inside there. So I can get this machine, but this is something that I've been wanting to do. I just haven't found another filter style, air cleaner style that I like that fits what I'm trying to do here. So there are other brands out there, and you can get stuff where there's a filter on the top and the sides. That's not what I was trying to do. And some of these things I'm going to get to someday, but I need to get that fixed. I need to get that K&N filter in there to free up some of that air so that I'm not being so restrictive with this guy. Oh, and guys, don't forget, remember, we got these new shirts, KruseBuilt. It's on my website, KruseBuilt.com. If you guys want to check that out, you can get one of those and support me, and I appreciate it. It goes a long way for what I'm doing with this car and all the products that I have. So I do appreciate you guys buying those shirts. Yeah, other than that, this is a win. This is what I wanted. I made quite a bit extra horsepower, which is awesome. That's what we're trying to do, right? I got to get a new belt for that alternator. Got to get that fixed. And with this weather being so nice, it was so nice to be out and drive the car. This last winter, I had done a lot of things. I had put these headers on, put this power steering pump on, kind of right before the winter started. So I haven't had a chance to really get the car out. And it's been sitting here, and I got a little bit of driving in before the winter hit. And now that things are clearing up and it's nice out, I was anxious to get the car, and I got quite a few miles today, so it was really nice. Anyways, all right, guys, that's a dyno video. 22 horsepower for FPA headers. I'll take it. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.